Hello everyone, welcome to another one of my videos. I am a little excited today as I get to drive a 1995 Peugeot 306 S16. This was the top of the range model until 1996 when it was replaced by the GTI 6. Both of these cars are pretty much similar. Being the newer model, the GTI 6 gets the reverse version of the same engine with an increased output, more mid-range torque, plus a newly developed closed ratio 6-speed manual transmission, and some minor interior and exterior upgrades. It is quite a good looking car because it is the top of the range model car. It is loaded with all the accessories from the factory. As you can see, it has front fog lamps, 15-inch alloy wheels with ABS disc brakes, remote central locking, premium sound system with 10-disc CD changer, automatic climate control, Peugeot leather sports bucket seats, power windows, power mirrors. This one even has the optional electronic sunroof as well. Only thing you are missing probably is the cruise control. Let us have a quick look at the seats and the boot of the car. We have Peugeot leather seats at the back. Being a hatchback, the headroom is not so bad, but the legroom largely depends on whether we have a tall driver or a passenger sitting at the front or not. Now at the front, you get really nice supportive sports bucket seats to keep you in place when you're going really fast on those tight corners. Now at the back, you have a decent sized carpeted boot. The 10-disc CD changer takes up some of the room here, but the rear seats can be folded down for extra storage capacity. Let me start the car and quickly show you the engine bay followed by some exhaust sound. We are going to look at the interior now. On the left hand side, you got the left hand side power window controllers, then the left hand side vent, a little bit of small storage. Underneath we have the glove box. Then at the center you have the center air vents and the factory cassette player and the CD controller, and all the air conditioning controllers are there. Then you have the outside temperature and clock, and the fog light and window defogger and few other switches are here. Then you get the ashtray with cigarette lighter, 5-speed manual transmission, handbrake, little bit of small storage. On the right hand side you have the right hand side vent, and the power windows and the power mirror controllers are there. Then you have the wiper controller stick on the right, and you have the indicator and the horn switch on the left as well. Next, we have the courtesy lamps for the passenger and the driver, and the sunroof controllers are located here as well, and it works perfectly. Then on the left and the right hand side you have your sun visor for the passenger and the driver with the vanity mirror as well. Now we're going to look into the instrumentation cluster. The instrumentation cluster is quite simple. On the bottom left hand side you get the coolant temperature, then you have the speedometer, the rev counter, and the bottom right you have the fuel gauge. Now under the rev counter you got the engine oil pressure. Now as you put the car on position, then you get few warning lights on the top and few warning lights at the bottom. Next we're gonna drive the car and tell you more about it. This is the second time that I've been driving a Peugeot. I've driven one of my friend's 406 a couple of years back. I really like the interior of that car, and this one is no exception either. For a small hatchback car, this car is really well equipped. In this car every single electronic function works. The build quality is really good. You would not find any cheap hard plastic here. Even after all these years, there is no loose trims or panels. I really like the nicely leather wrapped, perfectly sized steering wheel and the amber backlit instrumentation cluster at night. The ride quality is a little on the harder side, but given the handling capabilities of this car, it is acceptable. When you're driving around, there is very little road or wind noise inside. Overall, it is quite a comfortable car to drive. This car has got a fantastic 2-liter 4-cylinder dual overhead cam engine. The Australian configuration makes 111 kilowatts of power at 6,500 RPM and 190 Nm torque at 3,500 RPM. It is quite a responsive unit and has a good power delivery at 3,000 RPM and above. You can rev it up to 7,000 RPM, and at higher RPM it sounds good as well. The 5-speed transmission is very strong and works well. The clutch is a little heavy, but I like it as it suits the sporty characteristic of this car. The steering and the handling is the best thing about this car. The steering is precise, gives very good feedback and has a heavy feel to it. I'm sure that many of you would agree that it is no fun driving a car with overboosted power steering. As I mentioned earlier on the video that the ride on this car is a little hard, and this leads to the excellent handling of this car. The car loves the corners and can go through them quite fast with minimal body rolls. You can have real fun with this one. And you can have all this fun by spending very little money on fuel. Surprisingly enough, this car is very good on fuel. Have a look at the figures below. They are actually true figures, as I've managed to get an average of 7.7 litre per 100k of the 2 times that I've filled up the tank. Now there are a few things to look for if you are considering to buy this model. Reading from different forums, it is recommended they look for the following things before purchasing this car. Make sure that the timing belts are done on time. Make sure that all the electronic function works properly, as they are very expensive to repair. Also look for any noise coming from the transmission or the suspension components, as that could be another big dollar repair. I really enjoyed driving this car. It is not the fastest among its class, but definitely a fun car to drive. I would strongly recommend this car to anyone looking for a sporty hatchback. Now that they are quite older, it is better to go with the late model GTI 6, as they would have a lot more life left on them. Feel free to share, like and comment on this video or subscribe to my channel. Finally, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I'll catch you next time. Bye now.